What's going on, YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do, and this is a pretty exciting video. These people did reach out to me and request that I make a video on this, and they sent me this product for free, but I am not being paid to make this video. Just want to make that clear. This is something I did not pay for, but I want to check it out. And actually, I'm very excited because I've never had a portable monitor before that I can remember, and they have a lot of uses, and I'm excited to dive into it. Oh, I have had a portable monitor before. It's just been a long time. I remember now. It was a weird thing. And it had like a little separate thing that converted the signal. Yeah. But this is 15.6 inches. This is a big boy. This is a bigger, smaller portable monitor. It is 770 grams. It is an IPS screen. And it's 1080p, which is great because you don't want anything lower than that. And anything higher than that just requires a lot more of the device. I think 1080p is perfect. And it does have built-in speakers, 1 watt times 2 of them. And it does have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And this is model number K3. So we're going to open this thing up. And like I said, I'm just super excited because like I have like, say, a security system that uses a monitor. And this thing should draw less power. This one does say black, the bottom here. All right. And then got the little protective thing here. Here we've got something. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a power brick. That's USB-A. How adorable. So, just a little guy. 5 volts, 2 amps for 10 watts. Just a little basic guy. And then we've got the actual screen, I think. It's the... Oh, it's got like a case too. I haven't done much research at all on this thing. So it's almost like a tablet. It's got a nice cover and it says it has an adjustable stand. The back part is magnetic, can be stabilized, so it can go different things, and then uses a screen protect cover. Okay, so here we have the instruction booklet. So if you have an Android device, you can use a USB-C to USB-C cable, and if you have an iOS device, it shows you how to connect it. The Lightning to HDMI adapter and monitor both need to be powered, and then connect USB-C devices and then connect HDMI. HDMI port does not supply power. Monitor needs an external power supply or USB-C to USB-A cable supply. Good to know. So it looks like there's something over it right there. Take that off. Very nice, very nice. Here we get that 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on the left side. We can see a speaker is visible. We have a rocker that goes up and down. You can also press it in. Then we have a button here as well. And on this side, we've got the mini HDMI and then 2 USB-C and then another speaker. So here we have an instruction booklet for a user guide. So Type-C full function port, USB-C 3.1. So just a instruction booklet. So this is important because not all USB-C cables are equal. Some of them are only 60 watts. Some of them are 100, some are USB 2, some are USB 3, some can supply Thunderbolt, some can supply video. They're all different. They're not all equal. So this is going to be a basic one. This one's going to supply power to the monitor through 5 volts, 2 amps for 10 watts. So 10 watts, man, that's a pretty low powered monitor there. It's not a whole lot of power. And then here we've got that USB-C cable. So this should be able to supply video. This should be USB-C 3.1. And then here, I've literally not done any research. I have no idea about any of this. But I am a nerd, and honestly, it's not that hard to figure out. So this is a cable that's going to be mini to full size. And then that concludes the unboxing. So I'm going to go ahead and put all the instructions and everything. So again, we got that mini to full size. We've got the video, and then we have the power, and then we have the monitor. So the monitor does come out of the thing all the way. It's held in magnetically. Oh, okay. So only a portion of it has to be held on as well. And there we go. There's the different levels of viewing. It's pretty friggin' fantastic. So I want to connect my Steam Deck to see what happens. All right, so the screen turned on. Okay, that's freaking sick. So the Steam Deck is now on the monitor. And with we can turn the volume up here. Press this button to probably get into the set. Oh, that switches the inputs. So, okay, if you press in the little knob thing, you get to all these other settings here. Turn the brightness up. Okay, cool. So, as you can see, we just have one cable going from the Steam Deck to here. And now we're able to play games on the much bigger screen. And obviously we can hook up a Bluetooth controller to this Steam Deck and be able to play like from a further distance. And now we can play the game on a bigger screen than the Steam Deck and a higher quality screen, because the Steam Deck is only 720p. Well, 800p, but this is 1080p. I beat this game on the PlayStation 5, and it's a pretty freaking good game. And I definitely had some parts that I struggled with greatly. And then we press the Steam button, and all of our stuff comes up here. And so much fits on one screen because it's so freaking big compared to the screen that comes with it. All right, I connected power from this little power thing here into here, and it's currently putting 30 watts into the monitor. And the Steam Deck shows it's currently being powered externally right now. All right, after adjusting some settings, we got the whole screen being used, and now we can play Cyberpunk on this monitor and not the built-in screen on the Steam Deck. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and connect up a laptop and see what that looks like on here. All right, we're not gonna make this too long. I just wanna show a couple things off. This is gonna be a Windows laptop. She doesn't use it very often, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's dead. Oh yeah, it was dead. So we're gonna need to use the HDMI port on it because it only has one port for the power. You can either use the barrel plug that it comes with, or you can use the USB-C charger like we're currently doing. So I'm going to need to use the HDMI cable. And since we'll be using HDMI, we need to supply some power to the monitor. We're going to use a portable power bank. You just recharge it up and it stores energy in it. This is messy. Sorry, this is messy. All right. All right, that's a tight fit, but we got it. So now we have external screen. And I can't really... All right, so here we go. We have two screens here. And what we do is we go to the settings for display, and we tell it to extend the display, not duplicate. Keep changes. And we need to know which one's which. So 1 is on the right, 2 is on the left. And if you look here, that's wrong. 2 is on the right. We need to switch this where 2 is on the left, and then hit apply. And then I like it where it doesn't show my thing at the bottom of each screen. There we go. Now we can move the mouse to the left, and it goes to the left. So if we open File Explorer, for example, we can then take it and drag it over here to the left and make it full screen. And now we have it there. So this is super cool. And obviously this will work with anything that's HDMI. So a Nintendo, an Xbox, a PlayStation, a laptop, a desktop, anything that has HDMI, this monitor can connect to it. And some things, like you saw with the Steam Deck, I just need one cable and it's able to supply power to the monitor, video to the monitor, everything to the monitor. All right, so this laptop is at 30%, and I'm gonna connect this cable to the port here, and hopefully it moves the screen. Ooh, it does. It's supplying video. And I have the power going to the little thing back there, and it's supplying 45 watts to the monitor right now. Look at that. So 45 watts is being supplied to the monitor, and it's passing that power back. And you might be able to see that, but there's a little charging icon. We're currently charging the laptop with that external power connected to the port here. and then we're getting the video from the port here. So we have one cable going to the laptop, and that's all we need. But since the laptop is low and we want to charge it up, we have another cable going here that's supplying power. And just like before, we got to go to the settings for the display here. And since we're using not HDMI, we're using the USB-C. We're going to, again, choose extend, keep. We're going to identify what monitor is what. So 1 should be on the right, 2 should be on the left. So we need to switch that in here. And there you go. Now we can drag this thing over, and it accurately reflects over here. So under taskbar behaviors, I check this one right here. Basically, it only has the taskbar on the main screen, and this one is a full screen. So that means like we drag this over, and we go full screen, and now there's no things in the way. So I like that a lot. Now the text is blown up to 150. I'm going to say keep it 100. That's kind of funny. You can keep it 100. And there you go. So now it's like a normal size for me. I guess if your like vision isn't great, then it's good to have it bigger. But yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Now I wish the Switch 2 had the ability to show video over that port, but you cannot. You have to use the dock, and then to the HDMI port on the dock, connect that to the side, and then you can play your Nintendo Switch on here. And then for the last little part of the video, we have an ROG Ally X. We're going to go ahead and connect this up. Wow, this power bank is supplying 60 watts to the monitor right now. So we're actually charging our ROG Ally X while we're powering this monitor, which is great. And just like the Steam Deck, we've got our gaming console on this screen, so we can access all of our things. We could change some display settings and stuff like that. And we are currently charging the ROG Ally X, which is fantastic. So my wife just has one monitor. It's a big monitor. It's a nice monitor. It's actually a very nice monitor. But she likes having a monitor to view her 3D printer. And that's where this little thing comes into play. So you can like watch your show or movie or whatever you're doing on here. You can have this up and say like have Discord open while you're gaming, or see exactly what your 3D printer is doing. And if you connect this single one USB-C cable to your Samsung phone, you can enable DeX. And this whole thing becomes like a Linux workstation where you can like browse the internet, watch YouTube, and do almost anything you could do on a computer. Pretty much anything you can do on a computer. And alright, so I connected that one single cable right there to my S25 Ultra, and now I can interact with this. It's not touchscreen. I would have to connect a Bluetooth mouse. But yeah, it becomes a full desktop experience with one simple cable. This is connected to our PC, and this other one's powering the monitor, because you have to have these two when you use HDMI. But if you have something that can supply power and video and everything, you just use one cable. And now I can switch the input over to HDMI, and it goes to the desktop. Alright, so I hope this video helped you make a decision on whether this was a monitor that you should get, because there are a ton. And when my wife and I were looking at the link that we got sent from the company that sent this over, there's so many friggin' options out there. Even that company had a ton of options. So far this one's pretty friggin' fantastic. And I'll have a link to it in the description below if you want to purchase one for yourself. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.